What is up guys, Wraec here with a new video, and today we got a massive update in Idle Heroes, and mainly the main thing really that people are looking at right now is Void Vortex. We got the Border Leaper area. We are going to clear the last two stages together, already cleared like the first few. It's basically the same. There are a few new stages. I can give you some tips and tricks on that. I didn't put too much effort into it, but it worked out. A lot of people have already cleared it. Like the top 100, basically by the time that I found some time to do it, the top 100 was already full. This guy sadly from my server, so he took away my spots, which is really sad, because I had like quite a chain there. And yeah, it's the thing with Void Vortex. Void Vortex is a bit too easy for the most part, because the key is really good CC. Good CC is the thing. You just want to take a look at heroes that can damage you while being CC'd. In this case, it would be G-Star. G-Star would poison us. So basically, if you have enough gems, you can just reroll. And then we have, well, Norton Hake. Norton Hake is also somebody you don't want to fight because he will deal a ton of damage to you. And then we have Geggy we don't want to fight. So this kind of becomes a slot machine of when you find the stage that doesn't deal damage to you or does deal very limited damage to you when you fight it. And this one, in fact, is the one that is basically, as far as I've seen it, on every single planet. And we can just take this team. I think we'll just watch the first fight. This tends to crash. Against this stage, it worked out. As soon as there was a carry in there, it just crashed. I don't know why. I don't know. I think it's just because we got like a ton of rounds here. Strategy very easy. We go Wukong for an instant stun. We go TBB for basically instant twine, and then I put Maria in there because we can use the CC extender. It's pretty nice because it will kind of allow us to extend the remaining CC on the enemies and keep it stacked up. So now we have basically stun, freeze, twine for most of the time, and we can keep this up fairly well. TBB will usually be enough, but for Void Vortex, where we can really get into some extra rounds, and I think I'm going to speed this up here. If you didn't know that yet, if you hit the speed up button 3 times, or you can just go and click the faction restrain button, that will in fact speed up your game a little bit. So you will be a little bit faster that way. And yeah, those enemies have billions and billions of HP, which I think is kind of funny. Because, well, to an extent, this is unique. I don't want to say it is necessarily good, but it is unique. I think it is unique that those enemies do have billions and billions of HP. We can basically only clear this because Void Vortex does not have a 15 round limit. You can see my LFA is attacking this Gloria all the time, and this looks like a Flame Shrine boss, not losing any HP. But once we get beyond turn 15, a special rule of Idle Heroes applies, and I don't know if many people are even aware of that. Once you are past turn 15, the all damage dealt of every single hero will massively increase with every single round. So no matter the hero, they will start dealing insane damage. In the past, this was actually used to clear Void Vortex with 5-star heroes. There was a very cool strategy, and maybe one day we'll make a video about the Delacium strategy, because I used that myself. That is actually a strategy that I did, and that was my way that I cleared the fire with long time ago. And there you were able to clear this with Delaciums, and they dealt massive damage even though they were just 5-star, which was pretty insane. So that is the reason we start dealing damage now, basically. With the Delaciums, by the way, back then, I remember reaching turn around 87 or something, which is absolutely bonkers. So now the next Aspen ult should already hit fairly hard. Yeah, there we go. The kind of downside of this, we deal a ton of damage, but so do the enemies. So it's not like only we will do this. If there is some Geggy in the enemy team, for example, that can counterattack through CC, he will also deal a ton of damage. If that DTV there breaks out and has weakness disclosure, yeah, he will do stuff to our team that we really don't want. But other than that, we're starting to one-shot with the basic now, so yeah, it's kind of mad. It's kind of mad. Only turned 23. Would have expected it to go a little bit longer, but yeah. that is an insane amount of damage. I thought about setting up SSM for this, but I doubt he would even be good because he can't really deal this consistent damage throughout like 23 rounds. So that would be a thing. So I don't know. I think it works well. You can really use anything. You don't even need a proper damage dealer if you use like your TBB. Probably if I removed the DTV, the LFA, we could still clear this. It would just take a few more rounds and then TBB would do it. So it's really all about you having enough gems to kind of reroll those stages. And if you do that and keep an eye open, you can find this stage every single time and it will clear every single time in exactly the same way. And for whatever reason, my Wukong will die every single time, but it works. It works. And stuff that works, I don't touch again because then it stops working. This stage will crash my game. I don't know why. It does. I don't know. Oh, yeah. SQH you also can't clear. So that's the thing. I think this one was a little bit tricky because of the G-Star, because it will poison you, which is annoying. CSG in this one. G-Star again. It really just becomes RNG. Because we are rich in terms of diamonds, it's not really an issue. We can just buy more. There's an infinite amount in there. So not really an issue. Yeah, SQH definitely doesn't work. With CSG, we can try this one more time. We don't have protection, but yeah, it's a defeat. Because you just instantly get hit with a massive CC. You could probably do something against it if you were to go with like maybe an Oscar or something. Keep him CC, keep the Dazzle on him. But I just roll for this stage and then it's a W every single time. So even without like the protection, which helps against the Void Radiation, which we don't have. But I saw Void Radiation. Is there no I think this one is lazy, if I'm honest. Because there's no Void Radiation. But I think I saw Void Radiation. I think I saw Silence in the last round. I think it was not because of the enemies. I think it was because of some kind of radiation here. So it's a bit weird. I don't know. And they use the same stages for every single node. So I think it's a really lazy Void Vortex extension. It is a really lazy one. And it's super easy. It is just basically draining your gems. Ada will deal end of turn damage to you. Carry crashes my game, so we keep rolling. But yeah, it is the same stage every single one, every single time. Because it's really on every node. I remember back in the day we had like those reroll sheets. Jesus here used to make them. And we had like this massive reroll sheets that include like all the stages and have unique ones on every single node. But I would bet it's the same stages again. It's the same stages again. I bet we can find the same stage once again here. Let's see. That one we know. That's again with Norton Hague. That's the wrong one. That's with CSG. That has carries on it. The funny thing is, this entire game mode would become super difficult if it wasn't... If they just wouldn't include like an easy stage in all of them. If they had like one singular node where every single stage would be difficult. I mean, you could still go in there and probably just do the protection and set up a proper team and get through it. Again, this is on every single one, so should still be able to watch. Oh, we got defeated! Which one was it? Did they break out? I think they just broke out. Can we just try again? When you do have infinite attempts. That's bad. Is the Gloria now enough damage to kill us? We do have the protection, so we can just get Transcendence protection. Against what even? There is no Void Radiation according to this. But it should be for higher stats. Usually the Void Radiation includes 99% reduced stats. So yeah, now we have super high stats again, which solves this problem. But yeah, it is usually best to keep it for the last stage. You can see the increase here, 44 whatever billion damage it was that we had to deal for this. And yeah, I think I will clear the last stages. We'll do the last one together. I think that's better. So I spared you the re-rolling. It is as stupid as I said. It is really the same stage on every single node. I rolled it. I put protection on here. I think there is still Void Radiation active. I think it just isn't displayed. I think it's the same as always. Some CC plus stat reduction. We still get defeated. Nice. I wanted to set up something different. I just didn't go for it. And now I have to buy one more. I wanted to make it cool, like with precise amounts of attacks left, so that we had 0 at the end. And now we have a chance to lose here, and thereby now we need to buy an extra one. Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad. That's so annoying. Now I have to buy one more. The purchase of shame here, 25 diamonds. Oh god. It is horrible. I mean, we couldn't have watched the last one, but I guess, yeah, I mean, oof. That's insane. It is not a great game mode. Let's be real about this. They kind of went for the way where they just put like a clearable stage on every single one. You need proper CC, then you can clear it. There are probably some more stages that you can clear with some more tech, but it really is not necessary. Not for the attempt that we just did. You should do it though. Like, I hear people nowadays kind of think that Void Vortex isn't important anymore, but the thing is, every single week this opens. I think twice. And every single time this opens, I get like 300,000 Stellar. Every single time. So that becomes an enormous amount of Stellar that you get, which is pretty crazy, honestly. So definitely something that I would recommend to you guys if you are wondering about the team, which I wouldn't recommend to you guys. It was not a good team. It wasn't super set up. We just went with TBB core. We went with a little bit of CC here with the Maria and with the Wukong. Probably didn't need the Star Alchemist Holmes Young. We could have set something different there. Honestly, what would I have gone for? Probably either some more damage or SQH would have been good. Or Starwing Jara for extra CC. I think Starwing Jara would have been nice. Could have also gone for debuffs. I mean, you do have 15 rounds to set up debuffs. So you can go with DGN and just like debuffs the enemies. If they have no attack or damage, that won't help them. So it is an option. You could do that. Just keep them debuffed. We could kind of need like a Delacium there. A Delacium, like a real Delacium. They've never released a hero that is as good for like debuffs and stuff as Delacium. Delacium. Wait! We can use Delacium! We can just use Delacium. Now I want to do it again. No, I want to do it again. I always forget it. We can. I don't think we can use normal heroes in there. That's a madness. We could have used Delacium. Oh no. Oh no. Look at that. 70% chance to extend the remaining rounds of all damage over time, attribute reduction, and control effects on the target by 2 rounds. Why did I use Maria? I could have used Delacium. Imagine now we go with DGN, we debuff. I mean, that doesn't work against every single stage. And obviously, probably you still get one-shot by the same stages. Like SQH probably still one-shots him. Because he will take a ton of damage. And we won't be able to damage the enemies. We won't be able to damage the enemies. Because that is... the thing is, if you are in there, they had like... they had basically 20 divine power. So as soon as you have like too high divine power, and the difference becomes too huge, this becomes a problem. They basically, once you are at like 19 divine power difference, the enemies are 100% resistant to the damage that your heroes deal, and will deal nearly 200% more damage to your heroes. So they will get a damage boost of 200% against our Delacium. Our Delacium won't be able to damage them, but nonetheless, all of his other effects would work. So we could have used our Delacium here with the wonderful skin, by the way, that we still have on him. And then we could have gone for like the enhanced version with the 70% chance. And then spread everything, because we also have the passive here. Wait, where is it? Replicate 3 random damage over time or attribute reduction effects. Then just go for attack debuffs. And some other debuffs. We could have gone double Delacium. Because you can run 2 of those. Oh no, I hate it. No, I hate it. No, I want to do it again. But you can try it and you can tell me how it works out. I don't know if it's a great idea. Oh man, I hate that we can't replay stages. This is again one of those opportunities. But sometimes DH listens, and maybe we can go into that now. First thing that has changed, and that you can maybe check out, apparently the requirement to get to Sealand level 20 before you can use Transcendence heroes was lifted. So that used to be a thing that only after you reached level 20, I think, you could use Transcendence heroes. Apparently you can now do it earlier. So maybe an opportunity for you if you are in early game to clear some of those stages could be very interesting. And also, they have introduced a feature that basically every single gacha game that I know already has. If we check out Claim, we now have this Accelerate button. And this Accelerate button allows us to basically get 2 hours of loot. We can try that right now. So that's how it looks. And basically we could do this for free. And then we have this item, which we don't have. I don't know where you get it. But you can do this. And basically for 300 we can do it again. I will show you all the prices. We are on a whale channel. After all, we have to provide some value. So and the next one is 600. Is it worth it? I don't think we have gotten anything that was worth 600 gems right here. Oh, and then we becomes contract story. Okay, 60 contract story. Well, let's try it again. Doesn't get better, so it's always 2 hours, and then it basically becomes 100. And then it's basically done. So now we can't do it anymore. The free one is 100% worth it. I think it refreshes daily. So that is something you should definitely check out and do. And then claim your loot. So that I would recommend you definitely check out. Then they also increased, and that is something that I found to be pretty interesting. They went ahead and we complained about the quests recently. They made the video about it, and I complained about the Star Soul transfer quests. If you have no idea about that, then maybe check this out. Before or after this video, I don't know. But basically what we have, this one is already done, is we have those Star Soul transfer quests. And those are really, really annoying. And now they have changed it up a little bit. And I thought this was really interesting. So the first thing you basically know is, we don't have the action points anymore. So when you now basically move around, it is free. You can move around as much as you like. And it was much easier because we can just click on the point where we want to go. And you can see how much faster this basically is to just move around the map. If we choose long distances, we can basically uncover all of the map here within basically what is like a few seconds. So you can see how quickly I now uncovered the map, which took ages before. So definitely a big change here by DH Games, and something that I really like. We have 10 explorers down here, which I haven't tried at all. We basically have to find another Star Whisperer world for that. Let's use this one because this is the one actually for the one that I have on EOS at the moment, so maybe we can try that. There is this explore button down here, which I haven't tried yet. Let's hit it. And basically it gave us the location of this. Okay. Can we target that in any way? No, we can't. Okay, it just gives us the next position, which is utterly useless. I don't know what it did. I thought it was like some maybe one explore button that uncovered the map or something. I thought it would be like a radar which just says uncovers a big part of the map or something. That is something I would have found cool, but now with like the action points removed, what is the use? I don't get it. I can just do this and it will be much faster. And I can basically uncover the entire map within a few clicks. So why would I ever consider like clicking this button? So I don't know why they introduced this with the same update. I am a big fan of the movement change. Not that I necessarily think it's better, but I have to think about it. Last time you saw me, okay, I have to calculate like, okay, there's 5 layers there and then the next one here. I can just click and it's super fast. So that I think is really good. There was a small change and I don't know what it is about actually. They wrote, and I love that they make patch notes now, which is really good, that they changed the rival mechanism and they adjusted the time acceleration of Time Plume. And that was a very interesting skill. And I talked about the Time Plume Sanctuary Assist skill. And it was one that we basically didn't talk too much about. The thing about it was, that is still wrong. What? They said they adjusted it. I think this is the old effect though. Grants time acceleration if the target is an ally, inflicts deceleration if the target is an enemy. And the cool thing was, basically in this game mode, what is it called? In Realm Clash. In Realm Clash it was always important how far you can move, because you have a limited amount of action points every single day. So what I did was I basically used, and this was fixed last time already, time acceleration on my unit, and this was reduced the amount of action points that I needed by 50%. So I could move double the amount of tiles. And that helped me a lot actually to get to enemies, to collect chests and everything, to get a ton more loot. And I showed this strategy in my last playthrough of this game mode, which was already like half a year ago because it never runs. Last time it didn't work. it didn't work, it was already fixed. They said they changed this. This still references action points, so I don't know what they wanted to change there. It is a little bit confusing, but it literally says just at the time acceleration and deceleration effects, which are those two effects. So I don't know what they mean by that. This one I think wasn't changed. So that seems to be bugged, DH Games. A little bit weird. Then monthly carnival card was changed. Is that that is the senior privilege card. I think it's now called Star World gift card. I think it's this one. This used to give you, I think, treasure tickets pulls, and it was really bad. And now it gives you the Star Wars selection chest. And it gives you extra treasure crystals from auto campaign, auto battle. Do I think this is worth it? Like, I think if you compare it to the normal packs, you get, of course, 30 of those chests. Let's see, 30 times this. If you buy 25 in the shop, it costs you 100 USD. This costs 15 USD, 17 euro. So in that sense, yes. Other than that, I mean, if you go for the events usually outvalue the classic packs by quite a lot, and I think you can get a ton of this for free, so I wouldn't necessarily get this. I don't think it's worth it. I think, which is bad because it was just released. But it at least includes the normal Radiant Soul Crystals. People like those because they allow you to do summons, but it's also paid things. So it definitely should include those. So I don't really get it, but yeah, is a thing that they did right now. Then there are two more things that I want to show you. The next thing, Creation Circle now includes this quick puppet upgrade. There's no new button here. And you can basically upgrade your material here to puppets, which is a little bit more flexible. I thought about a very similar idea recently. I mean, I don't hate this. You just basically get a general puppet. As long as you have like material that is usable, it needs to be set in the material setting to be used for that. And you just get some puppet. And I assume it's a little bit more flexible. Can we check that? I assume it will mix match and stuff and make it a little bit easier for you to actually produce puppets. Because usually if you want to build a 6-star, obviously you have to fulfill the requirements and you have to have 2 of those heroes. And you actually have, and this is a big change actually. Oh, that is actually a big change. I just noticed that. This includes no awakenable hero. So usually you have to have 2 awakenable heroes and make them into a puppet, which then is basically both awakenable heroes in there. You can still awaken them, but the puppet is basically then a material. Now you can make full food puppets, which is, if you want to be good about it, better than making them in the regular way if you want to upgrade heroes. Because as soon as you upgrade the hero and use this as food for, let's say, a 9-star or something, and use that 9-star then again basically, let's say, as food for an able infusion, then the awakenable heroes are basically lost, because even if you regress, that will only be returned as puppet. Now you can basically feed it as a puppet, which is better. That is better. But keep in mind, this will basically use up all your food and make it into puppets. I don't know if you want that. But it's a rather convenient way to actually make 10 stars as well. We don't have enough for that. Can we have enough for that? Let's check that out. So basically, this should only use heroes that come out of 4 stars. Do I absolutely murder my back with that if I now go for it? Kinda. We shouldn't do that. We should do like 400 probably of those, and then we can fill up the rest with our 4-star heroes. And the thing is, honestly, it could go directly from shards. They could just say you need that many 4-star shards and that many 3-star shards. And that was the idea that I had. Like, just not going through the back at all. Building a 10-star just from shards. From like, if you can go with 5-star shards, you can just select the shards that you want to use for it and it will tell you the amount, and then you could just click the button and you get a 10-star. That was the idea that I had. Because now obviously we have the same situation here. And if I now upgrade to 5-star, and I do this a few times because the game can't upgrade all of those heroes that I now have in my back immediately, we probably need around 50. Probably need around 50. Let me check that. Okay, I think it refuses to upgrade it actually. Because the quick upgrade to 10-star, still doesn't allow me to do it. And if we check out my back right now, let's just check Shadow. Should be enough, I reckon. We do have multiple here. I don't know if it's necessary. Oh, it could be that one faction isn't enough to actually get us the puppet that we want. But we can try something. We can just go ahead, do the upgrade to 6-star. And now the problem... Oh, that is ugly. There isn't a button where I can basically remove all of those. So now that we have like 1,000 heroes in the back, it wants to give us 1,000 6-stars, or doesn't it? That's actually not that much. Ah, probably it's capped, isn't it? It just wants to build... It wants to build dark first, which is really stupid. So it will always block your back with the dark stuff, because it wants to convert all of your dark heroes to 6-stars. So every single time you want to use it, you basically have to unselect all of those dark heroes, because otherwise you just don't get to the factions that you actually want to upgrade. And if you have too much dark food in your back, you can't use it at all, because it will always use the dark food first and then cap on it. And it has a limit. So that's also kind of annoying. I think you should be able to select the faction and the amount of puppets. So they have to rework that UI, in my opinion. Let's check this out. So we built 2 of those. Let's try that. Oh, let's build 3. Let's build 3. So what does it want to use for that? Just normal heroes. Okay. We press the upgrade button. We got 3 of those puppets. Okay, very nice. Quick puppet upgrade now allows us to go for 9-star. Okay. Now it allows us to basically go for the 9-star puppet that we wanted. Which is cool. So that works immediately. I just want... Now, what can I do now? Okay, now I basically would have to do the entire thing again. Okay, we'll do that. I will do that alone. Okay, I built the 2 forest puppets. Let's try that. So we will do a 9-star. We'll remove one of those. Quick upgrade that. It shows the cost. I like that. That is very nice. And then I want to do the 10-star, and this doesn't work. So why can't I build the 10-star? So for a 10-star puppet... I mean, I should have the requirement. I just don't have a hero where I can do that, probably. Because we have a 9-star. Wait, how many 6-stars do we need? Am I stupid? Can it use another 6-star? Let's just say I don't want to use a puppet. Let's just say, okay, I have this. Ah, look at that. It can actually. So you can do this and build yourself a 6-star. And it uses the same materials. It shows it to you and you can build yourself. Ah, that's nice. Okay, and because it doesn't use any hero that are awakenable, there is no risk of you ripping your awakens. It is nearly a good feature. It is quite literally nearly a good feature. It is nearly what I want. It needs some UI improvement, especially on the 6-star part, and then it's a really good feature. And then lastly, we did get an upgrade to Realm's Gate. It is now up to 190. My max void corruption is 181. We can kind of check this out. I don't know, actually. Is there anything fancy about this? 20 divine power, same as before. Oh, that was the fancy team that we did. We are going to add a little bit of damage to the team. I don't want this to take like 3 eternities. I mean, yeah, okay. This is basically not like a huge power jump or anything. I don't even think it is necessarily like a big rework. I think it's just basically the linear power scaling of 180 to 181. So it's not like a huge new thing, which sometimes happened when they did Realm's Gate, but doesn't seem to be the case here. Yeah, should be pretty easy with a proper team. Again, maybe the puppets are a little bit of a difficulty, but last time I just smashed my way there. And one thing that we should check out maybe, how much loot? Really nothing again. It's still so insane. They enhanced this. This is 181. This is one of the highest difficulties you can run it at. And the extra loot is CI materials. A 5-year-old mechanics, CI. There isn't even Grimoire or anything in there. Despite this being like the upper echelon of the highest tier of game mode. And then you should say, well, the thing is, you would expect new materials in new game modes, which would be cool, but they don't do that. They don't really do a whole lot of new game modes at the moment. They did the fun game mode recently, the one with the auto battle, which I thought was cool. I like that, by the way. I have to say that. I like that. I didn't say that, but I liked it. It was pretty nice. And now they don't really do other new game modes. So we don't receive something like Void Vortex, for example. They extend Void Vortex, they extend Espen Dungeon, but those game modes don't receive the same loot, so it doesn't make sense to expand them because everything other than Void Vortex is usually quite useless. It doesn't help me to do Realmscape. It's a minimal increase to Stellar. For Void Vortex, it is just nice because it is quickly done and you get a worthwhile increase to Stellar that you just collect on the side through your Idolmaster, which is great. That is great. But the other stuff like Realmscape is dead. Realmscape is dead. There is no worthwhile content in Realmscape since the increase to 140 or something. So to that extent, I don't think that's a great way to enhance the game necessarily. But yeah, this is just what I wanted to show you. A few things that we wanted to check out. I have to say, nice update. I like the Ethereal Realm change. I still wish they would remove the quest, but I take it when they make it a little bit easier. I think, I don't know if they reacted to my video with that. If that was something where they said, okay, we react to that, or if it just like is something where they just planned it anyway and introduced it now. I wish, I kind of hope that they reacted to the video that I made with it and just said, hey, cool, we change it and make it a little bit easier. It's a good change nonetheless. And I like to dream that my video made a change there. So we just stick with that. And anyway, if you want to support my content and if you are looking for some nice cheap starry gems, check out the link to SG up down in the description. You can save 80% of your on your starry gems. 80% less cost, way cheaper than in-game. Top servers, because I do it, of course. And definitely worth your visit. Everybody should honestly use that instead of the in-game purchases. Way safer, way better. So definitely check it out. Other than that, hit that subscribe button. And with that, we'll see us in the next one.